Bob Saget. But Mike, yours was Get In Loser, We're Going Shopping, and that was Mean Girls.
Okay, for sure. Getting everything set up. Y'all all good to Gizzo?
1 second.
All right.
2 seconds. 1 second. 2 seconds.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey.
All right. I'm good.
Boy, you look comfortable as hell, dog. I like that, bro. Get nice and fucking comfy. Yes, we do cuss on this podcast. No, we do not give a fuck. And if you got kids around, good. These is words that they gotta learn now. But what you do is you tell them, you better not say that motherfucking word outside this house. Gotta teach them. Am I correct?
Does it work?
Yeah, it worked for me. Shit. But you know what? My parents didn't really cuss that much. Now that I think about it, it was always my uncles and drunk uncles getting it in, and my
drunkles, if you will.
And my pops only had to tell me shit once, bro. Like, all right, you don't you say none of them words you hear them say. All right, I won't. I got you.
See, my parents swore, so they tried that on me, and I'm like, no.
What you mean, no? You
it's was cussing not a one-day rule.
Is it?
Cussing out, I can cuss. Fuck that.
So you was cussing around the crib at what age?
I got yelled at for saying fuck too many times in 2nd grade.
God damn, boss. It wasn't I got yelled at for saying fuck. It was I got yelled at for saying it too many times. All right, nah, you done said it 17 times. This 18th time, I'm not gonna let you say it no more.
Oh, I was playing the Looney Tunes game, and Plucky Duck was a terrible character, whatever stage I was on. So I just kept saying fuck, and then I'm like, oh look, it's a duck when they came in. Like, no. Like, all right.
Yeah, that shit ain't work at all. That's all right though. I do gotta take a quick second though. So y'all continue. We are live though, so don't sit there looking stupid.
Well, okay, I'll try not to, but I mean, I'm going to anyways. You been up to anything fun there, Wazzy? See anything new? Anything juicy that we can talk about while Mike's gone that he'll miss out on it?
Not really. I don't know. Has there been anything? I watched the Godzilla movie a couple weeks ago.
Was that any good?
If it was any other franchise and Godzilla 2014 and King of Monsters didn't exist, it'd be fine. But they basically redid Pacific Rim in Godzilla universe, and it just didn't work.
Which movie?
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, I didn't get to see Pacific Rim, so I cannot confirm or deny. But I heard Pacific Rim was good though, so you thought it was at least good. It's just like, why would I watch the same movie twice?
The movie was written like it was Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is a completely different direction than the first 2 movies went. So it kind of it went from like somewhat normal real life to, okay, it's like Avengers real life, to, okay, now they're going in the middle of the earth and there's sun there somehow and vegetation. And I'm just like, no.
That sounds like a hot mess.
Again, if it was any other franchise or like a brand new IP, I'd be like, all right, it's weird, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it definitely took a turn. And like I said, I wanted to see Kong, like Skull Island and the other Godzilla movies before I saw this one, but it just didn't work out that way. But Yeah, it just like you said, that shit definitely turned a little weird. Not bad, but definitely more so like, I don't know how to explain it. If you go in knowing like, all right, this is just a goofy movie or something, you'd be all right. But if you was going in really wanting something like super serious and super dope, you weren't about to get that.
Just a handful of disappointment.
Yeah, it's just, good ideas, bad execution type of thing, because I like the idea that all these monsters are coming from the center of the earth, right? But like Wazzy said, like they got there kind of weird, and then when they got down there, it was super weird. Like, were you right? Like, why is there sun down here, bro? Like, what the fuck is this?
Well, I mean, in like King of Monsters, they kind of did some of that underground stuff at the end. I'm going to spoil it because it's 3 years old now, but the one of the main Monarch dudes went and swam a nuke into Godzilla to wake him up.
God
and like
damn.
I was all underground and shit, and it looked fine. And like, all right, if this is the tunnels, I'm cool with that. It's like a random civilization. They took it to like level 4 in Godzilla versus Kong.
Hell yeah, bro. That shit was great. It's a good movie to watch while you drinking though. Or smoking or something and just laughing with a couple friends. Like, look at this shit. And the scraps. First of all, what I do like though is that Godzilla banged on Kong. That's how it was supposed to go. That's how it's always gonna go. Can't no motherfucking. First of all, y'all made Kong way bigger than what he usually is, just so you can make it even seem like a match. But he not that big. Second of all, you can't fuck with no Godzilla, bro. So they had some good scraps, but in the end, Godzilla whooped his ass and then looked at him and walked away and got back to handling his own business. And then you know how it was like a good old fashioned wrestling move where somehow they like got to fight together against the heel.
Yeah, that whole twist 2/3 of the way through, I'm just like,
nah, y'all partners, y'all just been beating each other's ass for 2 hours.
It was almost a good story, but then it's like, no, you just kind of like shat in a bucket and left it outside and said, here's the rest of the story.
Good fight scene. Nah,
what was that?
He said, did they ferment it? Nice fermentation.
I still haven't heard the...
They didn't even ferment it at all? Like
No, it was... No. I mean, there was natural fermentation, but that's kind of like just leaving it there over the years to see what happens.
Okay. Right, but
we'll come check on it in a couple of years, see how it is. Cheers, boys! It's the No Consensus Podcast. Hey, I am currently sipping on my godmama's famous jungle juice, taking it back to the college days. Jakob, looks like you're sipping on some water. Is that what we got over there?
Yes, sir. Use that. Yep.
So, what are we room temp there? What's up? Because there ain't no ice in that baby. So, what we got? Fresh out the.
Yes. It's room temp.
Okay, fridge water or out the faucet?
No, we got one of those pure or no Brita what do you call it? The
filter. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the filtered pitcher.
And then what you got, Wazzy? That's water as well.
Yep.
Okay, room temp out the Brita.
It's out of the faucet, but it's from I bought a faucet filter.
Just so it's just like Brita.
Yeah,
it's one of them ones that stay on there. You just flip it on and off.
Yeah. Just a twist. I mean, it is Brita actually. So,
oh well, Brita gang.
do you? Is it one of the ones where it's on the faucet or is it in the line?
It attaches to the bottom of the faucet. You take the old like filter ring off and put it on. I also have a pitcher, but I don't like filling it.
Fire. I'm Mike Jack, aka Jack-O-Lantern, aka Michael Jackson, aka Thriller, aka what's that shit called? Annie, are you okay in the building? To my left is Jacob. I love it when I say a good one or a wild one, Jake's eyes be like, Jesus Christ. To the left is my boy Jake, aka 25 to Life, aka Nickelback, aka Straight Face Gangster, aka Saggy Balls Cuz, aka Santa Claus Raper, aka Elf Humper. And then below me is my dog Wazzy, aka Baby Beluga, aka motherfucking Small Fry, aka Large Fry, aka Otaku God, aka Anime Filter, aka the dog, and this is the No Consistency Podcast. Cheers one more time, boys.
How am I Little Fry and Big Fry?
Big Fry, you never. That's how dog you is, boy. You never know.
I can't be medium fry.
The whole collection of fries. The whole bag.
You them fries that's still at the bottom of the bag after you finish your food, Wazzy. Like, and you be like, oh, I got some more fries in there. That's how you make me feel. Like, damn, I thought I was done, but then I still got more. That excitement that I get from that feeling is what I get from when I see you, Wazzy. So let me see your shirt too.
From the bag yesterday, so they're kind of crunchy and stale, but.
But I'm in the middle of the desert. This is my last food that I can have before I die. Is that a Deadpool shirt? Let me see. Yes, sir. My boy Deadpool, bro, coming to the MCU, I think. But
Carnage trailer just dropped too.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it if it ain't rated R. So I don't know what y'all gonna do. But well, what's the I don't know the ratings, right? Is M for movies, or is that like a video game? And
M is games.
Okay. So you
R
got
is
R,
movie.
then what, like 14, 17? Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how low you could take a Deadpool character and me not be irritated with the product. You know what I'm saying?
Have they said Deadpool 3 is going to be PG?
I have no. They haven't said anything. I don't think. But from that trailer he did with Korg, I don't know. Go ahead.
That was.
Yeah. I think something that they could do with Deadpool that would work and be funny still is to go ahead and not make it PG-13, take it down to G.
If you pulled that off properly. Like, and he would know that he's in a G-rated movie, so he would just get pissed off throughout the movie that he can't do and say the things that he wants to do and say. That would be fire, bro.
Yeah, that'd be some super meta stuff there.
I mean, they probably. So there was rumors that Deadpool 3 or Deadpool was going to be in Spider-Man 3 or the other way around. So
bro,
it's
all
possible
the people that they want to put in Spider-Man 3 is fucking ridiculous. They try to put everybody in. They said they bring her back. Toby and Andrew Garfield, Deadpool, Carnage, Venom. They want to bring everybody into this movie, huh? That's crazy. But that would be fire though. I gotta finish watching Venom too. And I gotta go watch the I forgot what it's called, bro.
Black Widow.
Yeah, no, not Black Widow. I saw that Carnage. Polar Knight says we got the evolution of beards here, which is fire. Wazzy's the beginner, Mike's the middle, and Jake is the fucking final boss. What's up, Mark? That's fire. There was something I wanted to ask y'all too because I had wrote it down. So let me go ahead and pull it up real quick.
What was it?
Oh, we was talking about how you was dogging your new cis admin, just tearing his ass up, boy. And we
getting into that.
We had a little bit of conversation about it in the group chat, but I really want to know Wazzy's perspective of Jake's current teachings. Especially because you got a different point of view on certain shit like that. I know you wouldn't like it if a motherfucker was talking to you like that either. But we also know Jake and we know where it's coming from. So I do want to hear your opinion and thoughts on Jake tearing that new boy a whole new asshole this week. And it's a Wednesday.
I'd agree. I mean, I kind of Jake said it in our post, but you know, the way it's been done is never a valid answer for me. It's got to make sense as to why it's done a certain way.
And when you say that, you mean dude's response to Jake asking him why you did something was quote unquote, this is just how it's always been done, aka this is how I was taught.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of it was that, and fixing those mindsets is good for anybody. And as I had said, like, just when you're unsure, ask your boss. As long as it's not every day or obviously stupid, it's going to be positive. And Jake even had a counter argument about asking. And in my opinion, that wasn't even asking. That was after the fact. That was fixing. So, like, if he had come to you right away and said, "Hey, do you think I can modify this script?" That would be good asking. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. The difference, yeah.
So
And he's worked here for like 2 years at least, so he knows me, and he knows how I was with the last sysadmin, and I told
was it
him
like this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's stuff, and I had told him like leading up, I was like, you're gonna get a different Jake, like because you're no longer support.
Mm-hmm.
You're my number two. Like I can't go out off on vacation if I can't trust that you can hold things down when I'm gone.
Right.
So like it's a totally different level. It's a totally different relationship now. So things are gonna have to change. So be prepared. So, but yeah.
So has it been because you're not gonna see the change immediately. So what's your thought? How long has he been your number two so far?
I mean
this week, right? Monday was his first day as sysadmin?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. So how's it been?
Because I mean I can see a change. I can see it, like a small change in just like him going ahead and trying to slow down and take a more measured approach towards things, and actually looking at what he's looking at and thinking about things. So that's been promising. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's something that comes from if you can get into a dude's ass and he makes it through the tearing, he's gonna be so much better as an employee, a sysadmin, and technically really a man after he get through it, dog. So I pray for our old boy. Because I read something when you sent those messages. I just think like if I would have sent Jake that, it would have just been we would have joked and then we would have got back to what we was doing. Jake was like, "Nah, I'm not having it with your ass today, boy." And I sat up because I was at work and I read it. I sat up like, "Ooh, getting his ass did, boy." And then he apologized. And usually after you apologize, most people be like, "It's all right, just don't let it happen again." Jake is like, "Nah, I don't accept that." I'm like, damn, you killing that boy.
Well, I mean, I've just had experiences with some people where like they'll go ahead and like say an apology because like not because like they actually apologize, but because they feel like they need to be forgiven and stuff. And it's like, well, no. Like, repentance is a whole ordeal, not more than words.
Mm-hmm.
And if I feel that you're fishing for something, now I don't want to give it to you at all.
Mm-hmm. What you think they be fishing for?
Oh, I mean, it's like I guess I haven't like really like analyzed it too much, but like a sort of pity. I feel like a lot of times, like you do something stupid and like, oh man, I'm so sorry and stuff, and like they know that you're gonna come with like, no, it's okay, and stuff, and that's like, I don't know, like that is sort of like what they, I mean, not get off on, but like what they end up wanting,
well,
Bro said what they get off on.
It satiates their own feeling of doing the wrong thing when
that's a good word.
The answer Jake should give is, what can we do to have this not happen again? It's not supposed to be a comforting thing. You're not.
That's also part of why I do it exactly is like, and I try to be conscious of that. Like, I'm not trying to be, I don't want to go too hard, obviously, and stuff like that. But we're so conditioned that if I go ahead and just be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, that it's going to get swept under the rug. But I don't want to make you feel comfortable because you're looking forward to looking comfortable. I want you to sit there and be uncomfortable because there's uncomfortable is exactly what you should be feeling right now because you did something stupid and you're going to do it again. So you need to feel uncomfortable long enough that you actually make sure that you don't let it happen again. And I think that puts people like that. It's something that people don't expect so often. They just expect to be comforted immediately. That I find it to be like a helpful tool.
That's fucking spot on, Jacob. Spot on, Wazzy. But I think this is why I gravitates. Like once I start being the guy hiring people in, because I've already had to be the guy to like give your yes and no to stuff, and I'll admit that when we first started and I first got that opportunity to be like, hey Mike, what you think of this resume? What you think of this guy? I admit that I was kind of falling in line with what other people above me was kind of saying. Like, I think he looked good. Yeah, he all right. He looked good, and not really giving my full critique of the person that they was asking me about, right? But I've seen now what happens when you don't give your full critique of people and they get hired in and they're exactly what you feared that they was going to be. So I can't ever let that happen again. But this is why I tend to gravitate towards people who did things that included team sports, that included coaching, because you learn this type of criticism that Jake is giving you early on when you do those things. I am used to having another person talk to me kind of crazy, you know. Football practice, your coaches talk crazy. Basketball practice, basketball coaches are more on the calmer side a lot of the times. They're like 50-50, but it's almost 90% football coaches talk crazy.
Football, you break a neck if you screw up.
Exactly. So one, I'm used to people talking crazy to me, but I also understand where it's coming from. They're not talking to you just to make you feel like shit. You fucked up. So you got to know you fucked up. But I'm also I'm trying to tell you this because one, when you fuck up, it not only hurts yourself, but it hurts everybody else. And you can't have that because we all trying to work together. And I think that there's so many people in the workplace that don't see the workplace like that they end up making mistakes like you make. Listen, dude, when you fuck up, it's not just you fucking up. You just messed up a whole set of 400 plus users with their accounts because you made this one mistake. We're a team here. You got to be used to getting talked to like this and got to be able to look at things from the higher view up as a team and not just from this narrow view of just yourself. And I just feel that way myself. You just get that in sports or whatever it is, martial arts or anything where you get yourself humbled. You got to get built back up that you can't really get nowhere else, man. So I'm always gravitate towards people who did it at a high level, and understand it.
Yeah, and that's a difficult thing, trying to go ahead and remind them that it is coming from and that's something that you have to also like reflect on and be really cognizant of, is that it's coming from a place of love. Like, is this actually coming from me being pissy? Am I emotional? Am I hungry? Am I not had any caffeine? Like, where's this coming from? And you got to reflect on that and be measured and make sure that it is coming from a place of love. And love isn't always a hug. Sometimes it's a slap. So,
hey, that's a bar, Jake. We got to put that on a t-shirt. Love ain't always a hug. Sometimes it's a slap. I need that on a t-shirt, bro. That's a Jakeism for your ass, boy. I like it.
But yeah, I mean, if you're letting me go down the wrong path and you'll grab me by the scruff of my neck, then like, do you really even love me?
You can't. You gotta be you a hater. Look at him doing that stupid shit. I'm gonna just watch him. Look at him, dumb. That's crazy. So like, Wazzy, you are self-taught when it came to like programming and stuff. So when you first got there, what was your learning experience like? Were they, I don't know, what was it like when you first started doing like, getting on the programming side of stuff and knowing some of it, but not really knowing, because, there's always nuances when it comes to just doing shit at home and having to do it for a business. So what was that process like?
I mean, I've been programming since I was like 7. So programming is basically the same. It's just slightly different syntax. It's like a different dialect.
I mean more so like learning the process. Like, all right, you know how to make the code.
Oh, I fucked up along the way, got yelled at, and figured out what I did to do the wrong thing, and figure out how I can not do that again.
So they was on your ass early on.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I'm creating products that we're selling to clients.
Right.
You know, it's my direct hand that could make us or lose us money. So I understood that part right away. So that makes it a lot easier to want to try and not just shove shit under the rug, because your product is going to be used by people. So
yeah. I think that you had a good view of that early on. I think there's a lot of people who will come into your position and you're not handling the big stuff early on, right? So they'll just kind of be like, well, my part doesn't mean that much. And, you know, they won't take it as seriously as maybe you took it. And that's where you end up getting your ass chewed out. So I just, you know, I don't know what I want to say about that. But, you know, you made it seem like everybody thinks like that when I know for a fact there's a lot of people out here that don't.
If you can't be trusted with the little things, how can you be trusted with the big things, right?
Bro, talk to them, bro. They think that I can fuck up the little things, but once I get the big thing, I'm gonna act right. That's not how it works, bro. You're building terrible habits early on. So by the time you get to the big thing, you're not going to know how to handle it. You're not going to be able to focus in and zoom in. You're going to fuck it up just like you fucked up the little things.
If you're messing up all the small stuff, you're not going to get the big stuff anyways.
Exactly, bro. And your small stuff probably fucking up somebody else's big stuff. I'm not letting this man over here. What's wrong with you? Who named on this code?
Motherfucking production.
Shit, shout outs to that. Side note, we got something over here that we working on that's only got a production side of it, and I'm like, you boys living on the edge. Why the fuck y'all ain't got no test server? What's going on? But oh man, they living on the edge, boys. But that's funny.
Yeah. We got that same situation, you know, and we're working on changing that. It's really been an initiative coming from our side, and getting the devs to finally get on board has been a little bit of a struggle. But you know, they've took down live core systems for like an hour or so at a time. You know, over several times this past year and stuff, and finally starting to take the time to, you know.
How many times you got fucked something up before you decide, hey, let's not do that no more? Mark, I seen you too. He says Deadpool should. This is an old comment. I just happened to see it now. He said Deadpool should do all the cameos that Stan Lee used to do in the Marvel movies, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Just Deadpool in his outfit handing out hot dogs in New York randomly.
Well, I mean, if you go by canon, Deadpool could be in Carnage. True. Because Venom was attached to Deadpool at one point. It's how he got crazy.
And was strong as hell. Yep. Shout outs to that. I hope that's a good movie, man. I feel like it will be.
Woody Harrelson plays a really good Strange character.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I loved him in Scanner Darkly. That, like, between him, Keanu Reeves, and Robert Downey Jr., they played off of each other really well.
You know, I'd be sitting here trying to figure out, is Keanu Reeves a good actor?
That's the thing. You never know.
I honestly think he gets cast perfectly.
Yeah. So
at this point, I think that's him, right? Knowing I can do this and picking his roles perfectly, right?
Yeah, and having a good agent too, right?
Yeah, that's only gonna send him shit that he'll be interested in. I've never seen this A Scanner Darkly movie, 2006. Yeah, check this out. Keanu, Robert Downey, and Woody Harrelson, and Winona Ryder. Yeah, I gotta check this out, boy.
I feel like Nicolas Cage is like the opposite of Keanu Reeves. With Keanu Reeves, you're like, is he a good actor? With Nicolas Cage, you're like, is he a bad actor? Like, he seems like he's a bad actor, but is he?
But is he though, bro? Is Matthew McConaughey a bad actor, or is that just Matthew McConaughey? I don't know.
Is he acting or just kind of saying lines that he thinks he's supposed to say?
Bro.
No, Matthew McConaughey, definitely, he's not acting at all. He's just himself. Like, they just put him in front of a camera. They're like,
Action.
okay, so this is the scene. And he's like, wait, where am I at? Where's my tomatoes at?
All right.
Bro said, where am I at? He just on the set, don't even know how he got there or what he's shooting for. Then he get an Oscar next year somehow. That's funny.
He's just so stoned. He's just walking through life.
Hey man, I didn't even know I did this movie. So I thank everybody out there for voting me in.
His agent is much more of a shepherd, just like guiding him which doors to go into. Like, no, this way, Matt. There we go.
Motherfucker got a
go to Studio 4 today.
He got a fucking seeing blind. What's it called? A blind seeing dog. Seeing blind dog.
Seeing eye dog.
Seeing eye dog. I'm like a blind
seeing blind dog.
Got me a seeing blind dog, boys. Goddamn. What the fuck you gonna do with that? Dog. That's one hell of a dog. Oh man, that's funny as hell.
Speaking of dogs, man, someone's been letting a dog deuce in my front yard. About ready to bury a couple landmines out there.
That shit's so disrespectful, bro. You gotta fucking walk around with bags and pick up your own dog. Shit, what is wrong with these people, bro? You ain't got a Ring doorbell?
No, I do, but like, all I saw, like, I don't know, I haven't gone back far enough, like, you know, because like I'm lazy. I'm not gonna go back 3 days. I don't know when it happened.
Okay,
you know, so I usually walk around the yard and not through it. So.
For sure, but still, bro, like you got to cut the grass, and now you got to pick up somebody else's dog shit while you about to cut the grass or before you cut the grass. What's going on here? I'm not.
Well, I mean, yeah, it definitely must have happened after I cut the grass.
No, I'm saying next time you do cut the grass, you got to pick that shit up. That's not cool, bro.
Yeah, definitely not cool.
PSA for all you hoes: if you got a dog, when you bought the dog, you signed up for picking up its shit. So. If you can't pick up dog shit, don't get a fucking dog, bro. And if we catch you, I'm driving out to Milo with my bro Jake, and we whooping your ass, and we taking your dog because you don't deserve it. We gonna get in a nice house. My boy Wazzy been looking for a dog, so if it's not a piece of shit dog, we'll bring it to Wazzy. If it is, you know, we'll figure out.
Well, Wazzy can trade it though.
I'm talking about, but we don't. If he don't want no little dog though, so
yeah.
What did it look like? Little dog shit, or what we got here? What give me some.
Oh no, it looked like a little guy, and I got a suspect in mind. I got an idea in mind because I was. What the hell was I doing this morning? I was filling up the water filter.
Go ahead. Go. Mark said put some pepper in the grass. What the fuck, Mark?
like get like Bitrex, the nail biting bitter shit.
Keep them up off your shit. That's funny. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I was this morning. I had the sink going because I was filling up the water pitcher, and I hear, "Come on, Jake, Jake, come on, Jake." And like, I swear that's what I heard. So I'm like, what the? Was Julia yelling? Her voice changed. So I turned the water off, and no, it's like some guy's voice. I'm like, what in the hell? So I go and look out the front window, and then I see this old guy walking, and all I saw was like he had the little leash thing in his hand. So I'm like, let me check something out. So I went on the camera and I saw that he had a little. So I saw him on the camera, and I saw the little dog that he was walking, and then it went into the yard, and it was in our yard, and that's why he was yelling at the dog, like, "Come on!" to get it off of our yard. But he sat there watching it for a while. So I'm like, I haven't been out there yet to really check, but I'm wondering if there's a new spot. if the dog was just going ahead and sniffing around at what some other dog left behind.
Yep.
So-
Either way is plausible. But you said it was an old man.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you know that these old men, they got their routines and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep an eye out around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I was about to say, yep. For sure, he's doing the same shit every single day. So that means you can take him by yourself, or you still want me to come out there so we can, you know?
I got it, but
take him a lesson.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I got my brother around the corner and stuff too, so like we could, we'll be fine.
That's fire.
Just find out where he lives and shit on his property.
Jesus Christ.
That's come across
This
my mind too.
Big grown man dookies. That's crazy. Wazzy, how's your journey back to real food been? You still on it?
Nope.
Okay. You going back to keto?
Yeah, I'm doing more weekends of carb loading. So like every 3 weeks now instead.
Okay.
How's that been going though?
I mean, I feel crappy for a week, but it's worth it because it's good. And like next week, I'm having some homemade mac and cheese. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, so you already got your shit planned out. What you gonna be eating?
Yep. Well, it's a family birthday dinner for my mom and I. So
cool. I'm rolling. What else we got with the mac and cheese though? Is
Don't know
do
yet.
white people eating mac and cheese at the entree? Is that something I just learned?
I have. I mean, it's old school, or not old school, but it's like baked mac and cheese. It's not stovetop mac and cheese.
That's the only mac and cheese I eat is baked, baby. But
it's a meal.
It's still usually a side. What you eat?
I mean, I'll probably have like a salad or something, like salad or I don't know, something lighter.
Jake, I need you to you eating mac and cheese as an entree, bro? I just love that I keep learning this shit, bro. I never ever seen nobody eat mac and cheese as the main dish. What's up here?
I mean, we'll eat it as a main dish sometimes, but like we're loading it with bacon and stuff like that when we do that.
And let me rephrase that. Obviously, there's people who, put the Kraft mac and cheese in the motherfucking microwave and just eat that like, college days, like when you had ramen noodles and shit. I know that happened, but for sitting down at a dinner and meal, I just ain't seen it before. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. And especially like barbecue chicken. You put that in there with the mac and cheese. That's a
meal. Yeah, that's a meal now. I'm rolling. I want to see your baked mac and cheese though, Wazzy, because Shalonda the queen of that shit. So I need to see what your shit looking like, bro. Once you make it,
I can get the recipe. It's Alton Brown's recipe.
You said whose?
Alton Brown.
Oh, okay.
He did Good Eats.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what his name was. I love Alton Brown. He's a good guy. Cool show.
I prefer Alternative Brown, but
Alternative Brown, huh? There's a joke in there somewhere. I just don't feel like fishing it out. So
yeah, it's some work.
We so lazy on a Wednesday afternoon, evening. When does it turn from afternoon to evening, by the way?
Oh, about 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah, 4 o'clock is like the gray period, I'd say. Well, it's 4 o'clock. I'm not judging you for saying, good evening. I'm like, clearly you're not working today. Like, for example, on a Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 4 o'clock hits, it's evening.
Okay. So you ain't been doing shit all day. 4 o'clock roll around, it's evening now. But if your ass working, it ain't evening until 5. I'm rolling.
Right, because I mean, I don't want to be working till evening, like like through evening.
Yeah,
that is, psychologically, that's not good for your mental health, man. Before we move on,
good evening to you in the middle of the day, that'll hurt you.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna need some therapy for sure.
That shit fire. It's gonna hurt my baby.
I'm fragile, man. But before moving off of food, what was it I did last week? Oh, last week I was getting a little bit of cheese, and I was like,
fat segment.
I was looking around, and I saw the cottage cheese chilling there. I'm like, it's been a long time since I've had cottage cheese. Like I don't think I've had it since I was a kid, basically.
How long was it since you bought that cottage cheese?
No. I was saying like I was at the store.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at the cottage cheese section. No.
I thought you opened the fridge, see some cottage cheese. Was like, damn, it's been a minute since I had cottage cheese.
I'm like, where'd this cottage cheese come from? And it's moved with me through like 5 houses, you know?
Oh, some Toy Story shit. You go eat me, motherfucker.
I just keep packing it every time I move houses. But
oh my god, sausage party.
So, what was it here? I saw the cottage cheese section. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's been a long time since I had some cottage cheese. But you know what? I've been trying to indulge more dairy on certain days and stuff, and see how it like affects my dreams and all that jazz. And it's been interesting. And so I picked some up and I brought it home.
That's why I fuck with you, Jake. You picking up shit to see how it affects your dreams. Like you on a different level, bro, and I love it. Continue.
So I bring it home and I'm like, hey Julia, what do you Hungarians know about cottage cheese? You do anything with cottage cheese? And she's like, yeah. She's like, you want me like put some jelly in it? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Bro, so the shit that come out of Juju mouth sometimes. Continue.
So I by this time I had a small bowl with a couple of scoops of cottage cheese. I was just eating it by itself. And she's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm eating cottage cheese. What do you know about it? And she's like, you put jelly in it.
Bro,
I'm like, wife?
Every time I be like, man, Jake is an ally. You just do the whitest shit I ever heard in my life. You just eating cottage cheese out of a bowl in the middle of the living room.
Why not?
Go ahead, bro. So did you put the jelly in that motherfucker?
So she ripped it out of my hands, and she's like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm like, it was like there wasn't a problem with it though.
I was gonna ask you, how was it while you was eating it plain?
It was good. I mean, that's how I used to eat it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I follow her, and she's got I think it was like the strawberry jam, and she's putting some in there, and I'm like, whoa! I'm like, don't load it up now. I don't know how I'm gonna react to this. Like, I might break out in hives. Chill out. Let me taste it a little bit. But no, that was really good.
It would be like sour cheesecake, like a strawberry sour cheesecake with a little bit of tang, with a little bit of like sour cream on it.
Yeah, it was really good, and then I ended up remembering like it's like a lot of people will go ahead and put like pineapple in with cottage cheese. And I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah, it makes sense. But then the next time I went to the store, I got more cottage cheese, and I also bought. I'm sitting there and like right next to it is ricotta cheese, and I'm like, I don't know what ricotta cheese is, but I'm gonna grab some. And so I grabbed some ricotta cheese, and then I was asking. I asked Julia, I was like, so what do Hungarians do with this? And she's like, well, you make pastries out of it, dummy. But I'm like, all right, well, we're not doing that. So she's like, it's really good if you put granola in there and some honey. So I'm like, all right, sweet. So I go ahead and I get a bowl, and I load it up with some ricotta cheese. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, where's the granola at? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you said granola and honey would be really good. And she's like, yeah, it would be. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, we're out of granola. And I'm like, what? And so here's the funny thing, though. I actually took the empty granola box out to recycling like that morning, but I didn't look at the box.
Yeah, right.
I thought you knew. Like, you took the box outside. I wasn't looking at what the hell I was putting in the recycling.
Oh my god.
So,
yeah, we'll be motherfuckers. Hey, shout out to Hybrid Bob. Thanks for the sub, my baby. We love you.
So I ended up just drizzling some honey on it, and I ate basically a whole bowl of ricotta cheese with some honey on it, and it was fantastic.
Y'all gotta say thank you, Hybrid Bob, too, so it's special.
Thank you, Hybrid Bob.
Thank you, Hydro Job.
Amazing. Bro, don't that shit hurt when you just knew you had some shit at the crib? You halfway made the food. You had to find out it wasn't nothing there. That's terrible, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dude. I mean, it was really tasty though. I mean, basically,
but you didn't get to taste, like, the full form. That freezer, this isn't even my final form. Like, that's what your little concoction was telling your ass.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, if you think of like any pastry that you've had and like that, the filling, the best part of it, I had just a whole bowl of that with none of the other BS, So that was pretty good.
I like that. That's fire. Oh shit. Whoo, you boys is funny as hell, man. God damn. Just cause...
Mike, next time I have you over, you and I are gonna sit down around a campfire and have just bowls of cottage cheese by itself.
Plural, motherfucker. I'm not having bowls of that shit. First of all, I don't know what it's gonna do to your stomach. It sounds like hella constipation. And then second of all, I just don't eat bowls of nothing damn near. Like, I'm a one bowl guy.
But the dreams are gonna be worth it, Mike. Once those cheese cultures get into your head,
that shit is from you stopping smoking, bro. That shit ain't got nothing to do with the cheese.
Oh no, definitely. Like, there's a direct correlation between my dream activity and my cultured dairy product consumption. It's got to be culture, though.
You still been writing your dreams down when you wake up?
No.
Oh, okay. Weren't you doing that for a minute?
I've tried several times, and I here's about as far as I go. I make it this far. I have like a notepad and a pen on my nightstand. That's about it.
You ain't even reached over to that motherfucker yet, bro.
No,
man,
no, it's work, man.
Yeah, I feel you. Guys, I understand. I really do. I understand why we gotta be like this, COVIDed up and social distanced up and shit or whatever. But I can understand something and still hate it, right? Like,
there's plenty of things I hate that I fully understand.
All right. So the reason why I say that is because Jake came over the other day. I wanted to, we had some, Shalonda and I made some dinner for him and Julia to kind of celebrate the baby coming and have him over for dinner. And Lollapalooza was live streaming on Hulu, right? So first of all, that's a great idea. Like, I hope that's a thing from now on. They start live streaming some of these festivals, because I would love to see some of these people. But
which has been doing Ultra for like 5 or 6 years. The EDM out in Florida.
Oh, okay, that's fire. But two things I took away from the Lollapalooza shit that we was watching. One, I just really want to go to a concert with you guys. We're doing our album reviews and shit. But I would really love to transition one of these album reviews to just a concert experience, just so we can go see anybody that we've either already reviewed, or it would actually be pretty dope to line up a review with a concert experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna go see them Friday, we'll listen to this album and talk about it Tuesday, and then now we can talk about the album and the live performance at the same time on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? but I really just want to go to a concert with y'all. But the second thing I took from it is that all the newer rap shows just fucking sucked, bro. These dudes fucking sucked, and I don't know if they just don't have no, because that used to be a part of like your teachings, bro. You had to learn how to record songs, you had to learn what you was doing in the studio, but your performance was also part of how you was taught. And you could tell none of these guys were taught how to perform. And it leads me to believe like y'all just only made songs in the studio, y'all got picked up by somebody, and then y'all got thrown on stage, and y'all never learned how to actually perform, because every single one of these motherfuckers sucked, bro. And I'm not even, and that's not how they used to be. Some of my favorite dudes from back in the day, I've seen, Lou, they not even incorporating a live band behind themselves. Even some dudes like Kendrick, Cole, these guys, Kanye's concerts be fucking movies damn near. Them motherfuckers suck. So I want us to go out and see a concert together. So we got to figure out I don't know, we got to figure something out. I guess we got to wait. But they touring, but we got to figure out when all of us feel comfortable going to a concert. And two, these motherfuckers suck now. Go ahead.
You said that because I was checking out some of the performances there, and I'm like, why would I, like, it was like Weezer, why would I go see this? I'll just put the album on and listen to it in my car.
It sound better. You ain't got to look at the bullshit on the screen. It was trash. What was you about to say, Wazzy?
I mean, we're kind of in the time of MySpace bands and bands where they didn't have the 30 people at the bar cheering them on or saying, hey, it was kind of boring, like that whole right isn't really happening as much anymore. I would assume, especially over the past year, but the learning of what makes people hype when you're live isn't going to be there.
You really just tapped into something. You right, bro. And because they're not getting famous off of putting a grind in at the local clubs, going on tour, having to figure shit out, and like you said, be told you suck, or you ain't even got to be told if you suck most of the time. You just get off this, yeah, exactly. Just read the room. You said, "Can I get your hands up?" And only one person put their hands up. You sucked that night, buddy.
Hey,
and it was your girlfriend. So like, you sucked that night, buddy. They're coming out with a song on SoundCloud, and you said MySpace, but it's really the SoundCloud wave, where you got famous off of that. That SoundCloud song got 20 million views. Somebody signed you and then just threw you on tour with a big name, and you never had to and never been taught how to cultivate a real fucking show. And the part that pisses me off is that even if okay, you don't got the like energy, right? Like there's some dudes like me, I got a lot of energy on stage. I'm gonna jump around, I'm gonna look you in your eye, I'm gonna talk to you, we gonna have a conversation, and you can feel it. But if you don't got that, at least have something behind you. You know what I'm saying? At least have a band behind you, a hype DJ behind you, some fucking special effects going around you. These motherfuckers is on stage, standing still, no DJ, no nothing behind them, just a bullshit image like looping behind them, and then they leave. And I was like, this is all garbage.
Well, and now you don't even know what's live track anymore or not.
Exactly. And that's another thing. They rapping over their vocals and shit. You don't know your raps, bro. Come on. Dog. God damn, that's a whole nother thing we can get into. But I just think it really diminishes the art if you can't you're rapping, just rap your own song, and then what you have is called a performance track, right? And what the performance track usually has is the hook, so that you can kind of take a break on the hook, or if it's a singing hook, or just have an emphasis on the hook while you're doing it. And then your ad libs during the verse, so that you could, if you got like a special ad lib, you know, it'll just play while you rapping and shit. And if you don't want to have the ad lib, you have a homeboy next to you who knows the ad libs and know places to jump in so that he can do it. But besides that, you're not supposed to be having your whole fucking track just playing and then you're just mumbling every third word. Like Jake said, what did I come here for, bro? What is this? And this was very apparent because two groups had a versus last night, the Locks versus Dipset, and Dipset just was rapping over their vocals all night. It sounded terrible. They was offbeat. You could tell they all old, by the way, but you could tell Dipset ain't performed or did nothing in years. And the Locks, you could tell they've been touring, so you can tell that they was locked in, bro. And they dusted Dipset up out. They embarrassed them boys last night. And it was just a great example of the difference between rapping and MCing and being a real performer versus just throwing a song, going and looking stupid, bro. But I guess my question is, how y'all feeling about this COVID shit and going out, and what year do y'all think we can go see a band in person?
Well, for one, I think it's hilarious just seeing how many people were there at Lollapalooza.
Elbow to elbow wise, shoulder to shoulder, bro.
As if nothing is going on right now. But I saw this earlier today. Washtenaw County Health Department had posted that Washtenaw County is currently at moderate transmission and likely to move to substantial by later this week or next if current trends continue. And I don't know. I think it's absolutely hilarious, the handling, especially of this Delta wave, and how like when COVID first popped off, we knew about it, and some buddies of mine at the office were talking about it well before the government ever did. And now I've been hearing for so long about this Delta variant, and for example, like how the vaccine really doesn't help with prophylaxis. It doesn't really help with preventing you from catching it. And yet the government's response has been, whether you're vaccinated or not, take the mask off. Don't be a weirdo. Take the mask off. Actually, we're going to start doing concerts. We're going to start having everyone in buildings, workplaces, everyone go back into the office. Is stuff, and like this all could have been prevented so easily. But so I mean, at least for us, you know, especially with Julia being pregnant, we're not wanting to take any unwarranted risks or anything. I mean, hell, for our anniversary, we're going to some small town and staying at a cottage that's on 20 acres. And it's got trails and gardens, and we're gonna chill there and go to the beach. And
I mean, that don't sound bad. Way to do it. Yeah, that don't sound bad. What about you, Wazzy?
3-hour drive. Yeah.
I don't know. Since I have asthma, like the fact, or if I get COVID, it's kind of worse than most people. So I'm not locked up, but definitely no concerts. I'm not going somewhere where, you know, 1,000 people are jumping or more and breathing all over the place.
And what's funny,
Rite Aid makes sense. You know, just run in, grab my shit, get out. But a concert, you're there and people are breathing on you, and
yep. And the irritating part is, the part that pisses me off is what Jake was alluding to. Like, we say this in IT a lot, right? It's easier to you know, give people shit than it is to take it away, right? And what that means is, you know, in most cases, you don't want to give people admin rights and then a week later take those admin rights away and then lock everything down. They're going to fucking complain about it. So whatever you got the lockdown on, keep it, and then give people things as time goes further along, little increments of freedom and or stuff that they can use. And so it's like, all right, y'all told. And the funny part is, like you said, Jake, we know that it's if you got the vaccine, it's going to help with if you actually catch the disease, it's going to stop. It's going to do loads towards you not having to be hospitalized and shit like that further. But it's not keeping you from getting it. So the weird part is all of these like weird mandates that they're putting out and get vaccinated. We're giving there's places giving PTO hours to people if they get vaccinated. They're trying to pay people to go get vaccinated. It's like I don't know. It just seems super weird how pushy they are with it. And I'm not no anti-vaxxer. I got that shit pretty quickly, but I just never seen nothing like this where they're just so pushy.
Well,
to
I
get
think
you get it on there. So what y'all think that comes from?
I mean, I think we politicized the vaccine, and that was the biggest issue, is making COVID a political thing. I don't think there'd be nearly as much pushback if either party weren't douchebags for a year.
Right.
Well, and I'm glad that you said either party, Wazzy, because like...
oh, yeah, it's both of y'all. Trump,
yeah. Like, Trump basically, one of the first things that he did was like, oh, well, we see it coming from China. Let's go ahead and put a ban on China. Yeah. And so, and the response was, well, that's racist. But I don't know, that seems to be like the thing that you would do. And then, and India's having one hell of a time. So what does Biden do? He cuts down on traffic with India, travel with India and stuff. And you don't hear that same response. And I mean,
it's like people aren't paying attention to the shit as much with Biden as they was with Trump, though. And I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know if that is the quote unquote media or what. I really haven't been seeing as much shit lately, So go ahead, Jake.
Everything's calmed down. Like the world's no longer on fire. Everything, like the entire universe, almost exploded last year and stuff. The sky was falling.
Yep.
But after January 20th, when Biden got in, actually, I think everything is going to probably always be good now. Just going ahead and slamming the brakes like that. I don't know how everyone doesn't have whiplash.
I guess how much you're renting right now.
My neck hurt for show. My shit hurt a little bit for show.
That's because you're 30 now, Mike. That's just the rest of your life, bro.
I do be thinking that shit too. Like, god damn, 30 hitting. I'm 31 now, though.
I was thinking about this the other day. What was it? I saw that meme, the Pawn Stars meme with it said "Free Britney," and then
all I got for you is
Bill Cosby.
Best I can do is Bill Cosby. Those memes are good.
Which shout out to Britney, free Britney, and all, but like. I was sitting here like the Cosby situation got a little bit of attention, but I feel like it died out really quick, and not a whole lot of people like passionately cared at all.
It's because we wasn't able to talk about it, Jake, and when we don't talk about shit, the world doesn't know about it, and so we definitely did not get to talk about Cosby escaping prison.
Like my point is, like, when did the Me Too thing happen? That was in 2017, and I have no doubt that it would not have been as big at all if it wasn't the fact that Trump was president. With him being president, we have to go ahead and stand up for the rights of women and stuff like that. These people have to be held accountable. I mean, he's no longer president. So
explain that. You don't think that people would have thought that we had to stand up for women's rights if Trump wasn't the president? Break it down for me.
I have no. Maybe this is just my cynicism, and maybe like I'm just too being too pessimistic or anything. But I am rather certain that if there were another George Floyd situation this year, that it would not get the attention and it would not have the same sort of response that it did last year, simply because it's not Trump who's president.
Trump is a conduit for hate. Trump is a conduit for hate.
I mean, everything's going to be magnified with him, and I think it's a really damn shame. But he was such an existential threat to so many people. We have to stand up for every injustice that we see, because if we let one slide with Trump as president, then everything's going to go to hell. And it was so much easier, like so much more important to virtue signal these things. So like, you had to go ahead and say something about everything that happened. And I don't think that energy is there at all anymore.
And you're saying you want to make sure that it does stay there, though.
It shouldn't matter
who's the president.
Who the hell is president? I don't care who the hell is president. Something like George Floyd happens is wrong, objectively, on principle.
Right.
The stuff that Cosby did is just wrong on principle. Yep. Like all of these things are just absolutely disgusting. Like the saddest, most disgusting sides of humanity. And I don't care who's doing it, what color they are. I don't care what country is doing it. I don't care what time it's happening, or who's president. Like these are just objective principles.
And you think that since Trump was president, it was just like, all right, we got to be aware of everything. We're all on edge, and we're just all pissed off. So we're calling out all the shit that's pissing us off. Now that he's gone, people got complacent.
I think cancel culture was also on its swing to its peak, and it's kind of gone back a bit now. So
ask the baby about cancel culture, boy. The baby, you don't know who the baby is. He a rapper, Wazzy. He had a show at Rolling Loud a week ago, and randomly during his set, he started talking about like gay people and shit, LGBTQ community. Just saying shit that I hear often from ignorance. They're I don't know, just slurs and shit. They're trying to change our babies and the gay agenda, blah blah blah, and they've been canceling this motherfucker like crazy, was. And I don't know if they just was waiting for but this type of stuff happens a lot, so it's just funny that you just got caught, because like I said, it wasn't nothing long. It was probably like a 10-second little rant that he did while he was on set, and I'm talking about he's been kicked off of like 13 festivals now or something like that, something stupid. Because what happens with cancel culture, once one person kick you out, we talked about this before, you don't want to be the one person that's gonna keep a motherfucker in. So it just was a domino effect. So they still out here canceling motherfuckers. There's a couple other people I can think of that got canceled, but I don't know if
people were getting canceled for saying the wrong thing, not even intending the wrong thing. Like there's a difference. You can
like misspeaking and getting canceled. Yeah. Yep. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's not as high as it was before, but it ain't back here yet, bro. It's still over here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of nuance to all of it, right? I mean, like
I like the word nuance. By the way, it's just, I don't know, it has a nuance to it. Like whoever came up with that word was like, yeah, this is the one. Like, continue.
Oh, I mean, that was it for the most part. That was the end of my nuance.
This is why I love the No Consensus podcast. We go from baked mac and cheese to cancel culture in a fucking snap of the finger, bro. Like I did not even. We was talking about Lollapalooza, bro. I ain't even. Now we got to talk about COVID regulations and shit that kind of, I don't even want to know. But can we get back outside, man? I want to feel safe again. I don't want to just feel safe though. I want everybody to feel safe. I want people to stop arguing about vaccines. You see how ignorant people are about vaccines now. And I already knew that from when we had to talk about this shit with autism. And now it's, now it's really weaved its head in. Motherfuckers don't know nothing about nothing. No, people don't want to. What kills me is, and we're gonna move on to the next thing, is how can you hate? You know, I don't know. I gotta say this right so I don't like super piss people off. But I hear people. I understand both sides. If you're a skeptic or if you're with it, I understand both sides. I really do. And that's why I don't judge people, but I hate that, you know, people from either side judge the other side. Stop judging people. Everybody got their fucking reasons for why they did or why they didn't. Past that though, it's never mind, bro.
I will say there are people who don't have valid reasons, so I will judge them on that.
Yeah.
If it's a valid reason, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you don't want the shot because you're afraid Bill Gates is going to know where you live, I don't care what you think anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh man,
that's how they work, Wazzy. Bill Gates has no use for this,
and he just got a motherfucking divorce, so you know he bored. Damn, that boy Jake been in the bathroom for a minute.
Oh, good. He's vaccinated. I can go get him now.
Yeah, when you get divorced, you be trying to find all type of shit to do, boy. But my barber got divorced. What you doing after this, Mike? Why? What you? We not hanging out, bro. You old as hell.
Like, you still gotta say what you were gonna say. Like, I need to hear this.
I kind of lost my train of thought. Vaccines, autism.
Well, all right. So you got Hulu, right? You don't pay for the super extra Hulu that doesn't have ads, do you?
No, I got regular ad filled Hulu.
Can we talk about how not even every other commercial, now it's literally every commercial is just a chain of pure Michigan, get the COVID-19, Michael Cabrera.
Oh, Miguel Cabrera, yeah. I saw that commercial. That's what I'm saying. They did like, why y'all pushing this shit so hard? He can't even speak English, bro. He been a Detroit Tiger for 18 years, bro. Been in the United States playing baseball, 182 games of baseball plus spring ball, and he refuses to learn English for real, bro. And I respect the fuck out of that, dog. He like, fuck your language, bro. I know Spanish. And I go home in the off season to Mexico and fuck y'all. Or
yeah,
I think he Mexican or Dominican.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know how to feel about them, like just shoving a camera in his face and be like, "Hey, do your broken English to say this script."
Yeah,
it's so cringy to me, and I mean, I don't.
Never mind.
I don't know, like, I feel bad for him. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember the Dr. Romani commercials, but they get like a bunch of NHL stars. It was a LASIK center type thing, and there was one where they had Datsuk, who is not Russian, but
I don't remember the commercials.
But they're like, all right, here, say this, and he's like, I trust my eyes to Dr. Romani. You should too. And he puts his hand out.
Pavel Datsuk commercial. Here it go. This shit old as hell, was. But yeah, this is random, but this is one of the reasons Miguel Cabrera for like 4 or 5 years was the best baseball player in the MLB. He won a Triple Crown. He was leading the Tigers to the World Series. They didn't win one, but he was the truth, right? But that was always a conversation of, why don't you think Miguel Cabrera is bigger than he is? And I always thought he was big enough, but motherfuckers would be calling into the radio station. He don't know no English. How can you relate? How can you reach out to the American people if you don't know no English? Blah, blah, blah. So, but I think he knows English. He knows all this shit. He just don't want to speak it, motherfucker. And I'm not going to work on my accent. You're going to get what you get.
They take a lot of time. Yeah, when you're in the locker room, they're like, here's a microphone. You're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, no more.
And I respect that because one, he getting paid, he got a huge contract, 10 years, like $300 million. I don't need to speak English no more. I'm rich, motherfucker. Like, and whether you think I should money. Y'all talking about fame, how many people know me? I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm playing baseball and I'm getting money. I would choose money and unfamous over fame and money any day, bro. That's my main goal, to be rich and can still go to the movies without being bothered. Period, point blank. So that's just a tidbit for y'all to know. Miguel is the first ballot Hall of Famer, and it really is random that they just threw him in these COVID commercials. I really don't know why or where that came from, because he don't even do commercials. So how the fuck they talk you into this in your 30th season of baseball? Have any of y'all heard from Katie?
I
I messaged her earlier.
Or something.
I did. She ain't
I got a pizza now, so.
You said pizza?
Sure. Pizza, PP soon or pizza soon, either one.
What's up, Wazzy? Or what's up, Jake?
No, he's got a P.
Oh,
It's
okay.
little wee wee.
Shout outs to Wee Wee. How could you even come up with that? Wee Wee.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like nuance, I think. I think someone was sitting there and they were like, how? I'm trying to get the right mouthfeel for what I'm trying to say about this thing.
A mouthfeel?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, that boy running away. It's all right, Wazzy. Go pee. Jake, they said Dana White came on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and Pat asked Dana, how do you feel about Vitor fighting Oscar De La Hoya? And Dana White's exact quote was, I hope Vitor knocks that fucking crackhead out. And
sometimes you gotta love Dana.
And I couldn't hold it in, bro. I was laughing hard as hell. I was at work and I just bust out laughing. So, yeah. Do you think that Vitor's gonna knock that fucking crackhead out, or do Oscar still got some lightning in them hands? Because he had them hands. He had them hands.
He did. What are their weights at? Like,
right.
I feel like Vitor is a bit big for Oscar.
Who you about to search?
Oscar De La Hoya.
All right, I'll search Vitor. 6'205" is Vitor.
Okay, so Oscar here is 5'10". Okay, well, where's he retired at middleweight. So middleweight.
That's not 205. That's
154. Well, 154 to 160.
Okay.
Still, you're talking about like 40 pounds.
Yep. I wonder if they go. Is this in the celebrity boxing match where they just let them motherfuckers come in how they come?
Right.
Is that another no-win round?
Right. How trash is that? Y'all I think it's gonna be a winner in this one though, Wazzy. Just two old motherfuckers fighting. A UFC legend and a boxing legend.
Who was did you see the video of old girl who missed weight by 8 pounds?
No, what? 8 pounds? God
bro,
damn.
It's the funniest thing. I don't think I got the notification up anymore. But what was her name? I can't remember who it is, but some UFC chick who's fighting weekend. I want to say her name was like Nicole, something like that.
Yeah, I have no clue. I didn't hear about this, so was she like dying though? Like did she get there and was dying?
Nico Montano.
Was she like dying and still missed by 8 pounds or what?
Bro. So it's funny. She weighed in at 143, but she's walking out there, and she's got zero energy. But I don't think it's because she was sapped from the weight loss. I think it's just because she was in the back and she knew that she was nowhere near this.
Oh,
but you know when the guys come out and like they're like real nervous and stuff. She had none of that because she was like, "There's zero way I can possibly." So she missed weight by 8 pounds. So for one, I think it's funny because like there's the whole like asking a woman how much she weighs thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's that aspect, but now you're about to be publicly weighed in front of all these people. But you're also going to be weighed and be told that you're 8 pounds too fat for your division. And you've been training hard. And now, like, are you even going to be able to fight? Do you even get paid for all this work that you put in?
I don't think so. What up, cuz?
So it was a really hilarious situation. And as soon as he said 143, she goes ahead and immediately gets off the scale. And then she's like, oh. And she gets back on and she's just like this. It was like she didn't even flex her arm or anything. She just simply lifted up her fist like this, and then she walked off. And it was just the most defeated. It looked like okay, maybe she had 0 energy because she's starved. But it honestly just looked like she was just like really bummed out.
Yeah, she knew.
I mean, her puppy got taken away.
Yeah. Damn, she knew walking out there. I'm like, oh. I'm not gonna make this one. But you walk out there in hopes that like anything can happen. Maybe the scale broke. Maybe like maybe I'm gonna lose these 8 pounds while walking out there. Maybe that scale back there
really hard.
Yeah, like you just walk out there just in case something wrong. But you stand on that bitch and you like nothing was wrong. I was right. Do this and then leave. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Oh man!
And then in an interview, Dana White was like, "Yeah, she might want to start looking for another career. This might not be the line of work for her."
Dana's ain't shit. Dana ain't shit, boy. All right, we'll take a break real quick, and we'll come back and get into the deliciousness that is Guster. Gooster.
No, because I gotta save bills, rent, grocery shopping just to see another day. I close my eyes and open up and it's the first again. My check hit, but the
probably not currently, but
plans. Now I'm upset, about to commit a battery, asking God for a new job and a better salary. Then I remembered the homeless man I see every day on 8 in Greenfield, asking for money, sun or rain. Look at yourself, how you had a nerve to complain when there's still people in this world.
I think he can.
Slaves.
I'm 99% sure that Mike can hear us right now.
And now I'm
I think he went to a trance.
Moving forward. Now my apartment's like a
maybe it was just the bathroom.
Press. This 89-cent pizza start tasting like jets. I came to work wishing everyone a merry day. Makeup time like a Mary Kay. Tap water tastes like Perrier. My body bills start dropping.
Yeah, I've been taking a shower beforehand on these just because it's a way to make sure that I actually do take one.
Tropical island, the noodles that I'm consuming, authentic, delicious ramen. Damn, and now I'm happy for what I know is true. That it could be much worse than what I'm doing.
So,
if you're stressing,
do you have the is this new dude part of your new position of doing like managerial stuff or? Is this like your first taking? Okay. This is just your training next dude or
for you. I said that this
coworker.
is for you.
Yeah.
This one for you. I swear that this is for you.
Well, at least it's a step.
This one for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You get out the bed, make some coffee.
Yeah, I mean it's always like a good
some lo-fi hip-hop, that's word to chill cow. We in the business of cultivating a
thing to
real
practice
sound.
and
Cheers
work
to all
on
my
it.
friends who seen the realest and they still
I mean,
down.
especially like,
Loyalty can't
you know,
be bought and trust
with
is
a
always
kid on the
earned.
way,
Integrity can't be sold. These lessons must be
I
learned.
feel like there's a lot of crossover and stuff, you know.
I was always taught
Sometimes I
do
just
the
wanna
job you
quit,
want,
get
not
up
the
and
job
stop
you
working.
have.
Go outside on a
So
sunny day
you always
without a
do
purpose.
more
Look
than
at
just
the
your own
clouds, that
job.
one looking like a bird
Except now
chirping. This one look like Meg Thee Stallion when she get to twerking. That's kinda crazy, I think the Henny is kicking in. Day drinking and talking shit with a couple friends. Go downtown, get some fresh air for our sanity. The next thing you know, we debating our favorite anime. This the family you choose, it ain't no stopping this. Now we in our bag about our high school accomplishments. That's a never-ending battle of lies. Exaggerate all our times and what we did in our prime, and who was better than who, and how we held down the crew, and how we carried other members through their pitiful youth. But at the end of the day, we all know that the truth of the matter is you did it for me, and I did it for you. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. And you. This one for you. I swear that this is for you. If you listening to this, this is for you. This one for you. For you. This one for you. Brother, this one for you. Sister, this is for you. I swear that this one for you. This one for you. I said that this is for you. Mama, this one for you. Pops, this one here is for you. This one for you. And you, and you, and you.
Early on, right? Like lost and gone forever. So the reason I lost it is because we're getting close to the end of a history.
First,
through
hold
walls.
on. My mic was muted that entire time. So hold on, let me go ahead and run it back. Let me run it back. Welcome back to the No Consensus Podcast. This is our most favorite and lusted over segment of the podcast, the album review segment. During this segment, we have decided to each give each other an insight of our tastes, of musical tastes, to be exact. Every week, one of us chooses an album for the other two to listen to, critique, and review. Usually the album that we give out has some sort of meaning to us, whether it shaped us as human beings or shaped our musical taste. But we like it, and we want to see what the other two people think and hope that the other two, or at least the other one, likes it. But it's the No Consensus podcast. So
I don't care if you like it.
And I feel you. Fuck you. You're
gonna listen to it anyway.
You gonna listen. You gonna get this Guster. So Wazzy chose the 1999 album from Guster. What was the name of it again, Wazzy? Because I forgot it again.
Lost and Gone Forever.
Lost and motherfucking Gone Forever by Guster, 1999. Wazzy, why did you choose this album? What made you like it so much? And go.
So this, we've been doing history of Waz through music. Started out when I was like, 13 or so, getting close to the end. So this is a 99. I would have been...
the end of Waz?
What?
The end of Waz?
Right, we get to the end of Waz at 99.
Yeah. Anyways, getting closer to the end of the high school list. So Guster was brought up to me by a buddy of mine. We didn't really, I knew him from choir. We didn't really talk about a whole lot. Like we had WWF in common. We liked, we both were in choir, and he kind of brought me up on this band.
Wazzy, we would have been best friends in high school, bro. You was in choir and watching WWF. We lived the same life, dog. Go ahead.
It was an interesting one. I mean, I was also in football, shot put discus.
Come on now.
Wrestling, as I showed last week. So Guster, I don't know. There was just something about their sound that was completely new to me. Like it had a alt rocky poppy sound, but it wasn't Backstreet Boys, and it wasn't, who else was big at that point?
In 99, a bunch of the motherfuckers.
It didn't have the same dark, like so another band I really like, Shinedown. They're also kind of alt rocky, but it's a much darker tone. This was almost happy or lighthearted. And getting into it, it did things sonically that I hadn't heard often before in music. They do a lot of layered vocaling, so they'll have two singers singing over each other or counteractive parts. There was audio panning. It wasn't a traditional drum set. They used, I think, some snares and bass drums, but it's mainly like bongo driven. So it's a very warm feeling. Drums are old feeling. They're very sharp. Bongos are going to be very warm. And mixed in with all that, to me the singers just, they felt comforting. Like a lot of these songs, What You Wish For, Barrel of a Gun, Fa Fa, 2 Points for Honesty, and Rainy Day. Those are some of my favorite songs, and they're about life sucking, but you're comforted by the singers, and by the end you're either feeling better or you have to prep. But it kind of, as Jake was saying last week, when he's down, he wants to feel even more down. When I'm feeling down, I need a little pick me up. I need energy from a different direction. And yeah, I mean, the album to me just did things that music, it didn't sound like the other music I was listening to at the time, which even included, alt rock stuff and, like a little bit of Tool. I wasn't huge into them, as I had said before. And, like A Perfect Circle and those kind of groups were coming up, so it didn't have those sounds. And it was just, I love the vocals. I love the bass and drums. I love the effects that they do. And, yeah, I don't know. A lot of it is vocal. A lot of it is hearing the voices of them, and they have almost comforting voices.
Yeah, I'll jump in this one because I've sat back the last couple of them, I think. Yeah, I'm rolling with you, Wazzy. As far as the voices go, I was really liking the lead singer's voice, and I'm trying to find the names of these fuckers though. Here we go: Adam Gardner, Ryan Miller, Brian Rosenschorsel, Rosenworcel, Which two are the singers here? Probably I don't know. They usually put the singers
and
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah, Adam.
But then also Adam's voice reminds me of Mark Hoppus for some reason. Like their voices to me are very.
You said who?
Tonally similar.
Mark Hoppus.
From Blink-182.
And I got that vibe as well when I was listening to it. I'm like, okay, this got some Blink in it a little bit. And actually the whole album had different vibes throughout it, which is something I liked as far as like I don't know. I just got like, take for example, let me see what I the first two songs, I'm like, okay, these ride. I'm driving home, in traffic listening to these boys. I'm like, these ride. And then Either Way came on, and the drums and that gave me this like Phil Collins Tarzan soundtrack feel. And I was like, yo, this is fire, dog, because that's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. And then you get to Fa-Fa, and I just laugh because I'm like, oh, How I Met Your Mother stole this song for his theme song. Like, these fa 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 fa. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you motherfuckers stealing theme songs. That's crazy. I'm surprised you motherfuckers ain't got sued for this, because the dude who made How I Met Your Mother said he made that song. So I need some copyright stuff to go through. Because if you can sue Pharrell and Robin Thicke for blurred lines, I think you can sue How I Met Your Mother producer for Fa-Fa. Continuing though, I was vibing throughout this whole thing. I like it had different, like I said, different vibes, and vibes is like such a cliche word nowadays, but it's the best way to describe the feel, because it's not like each song sounded different drastically sonically. It really was just a vibe, something I felt different in each song. And as it was going, how the singers were singing, dude was hitting his falsettos on some songs. They was, and then they would stick in a more baritone alto area for some songs. And, I was just vibing the whole way through, dog. And one thing that, it's like you were saying, I'm listening to it, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this was made in '99. Like, production wise, a lot of people just wasn't doing some of the stuff that they do in this album production wise in '99, bro. And when that comes with the harmonizations, that's coming with the actual concepts of some of these songs, and it's just, and just the sound, like some of the stuff that they're saying, I'm like, yeah, I really am enjoying this. What I've decided to start doing though is judging these albums off of, am I going to play them again after we're done reviewing them during this week, right? Because that's how I know if I really like something, because truthfully I'd be liking everything, but I only know if I really like it if I'm going to end up going back to the motherfucker in a week. Does any of these songs make it on a playlist that I'm going to listen to consistently? You know what I'm saying? That type of criteria. Because like I said, I can find something in everything that y'all will give me that I enjoy and I like, period, point blank. But is Mike going to listen to it? And for this album, I'm probably going to listen to like 2 songs off of here again after this week. And like I said, I really like this album, and I'm gonna give it one more listen through again, because I've listened to it twice now, and I like the vibe. And there's 2 of them on there that I have like, yeah, I'm rocking with this, and that's in Happier, Either Way, and Fa-Fa is cool too. But I just keep hearing How I Met Your Mother in it, so I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it. But. And I don't want that to sound terrible, like, oh, he only liked 2 out of the whatever songs. That's not the case. It's just I don't know how to explain it. It's just that's the ones that grab me. Those are the ones that I'm going to want to listen to again. But I actually liked damn near all of these songs, so that's the best way I can put it. But only, it's probably like 2 of them that grab me to the point where I'm like, I need to hear that again. And the best,
but you'll start a playlist on
exactly. And the thing is, that's probably how a lot of albums are, for me, as far as like, especially initial listens, 1 listen, 2 listen, I'm usually only gonna find 1 or 2 songs that I like out of most albums. You know, it don't come until after like my 4th or 5th time listening to something where I hear something in a song and be like, oh, that's hard. Oh, I hear what's going on here. I really like this now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not nothing to, you know, downplay this album, because like I said, 1, I really liked it. It helped me get through traffic and get home, because my rides home is 45 minutes, 40 minutes to 45 minutes riding home, and there was a vibe every time I turned this on. I've liked all these bitches. And I don't call them bitches out of disrespect. It's just because I don't know your names. And I think I will really enjoy going to see Guster live, and that's why I wanted Katie to be in here, because I wanted to hear what these live shows was like, because especially for this album, and I know you started listening to some other stuff, and I think they kind of changed up their sound. Is that the case, Wazzy?
So I listened to their follow-up album, which had different vibes. It actually, in my opinion, was better produced, and they sounded better musically, like more talent. But I do like the vocals a lot more in this one. So, and from what Katie was saying, every album has a slightly different set of vibes.
So, and that's what I'm kind of like super curious about. Like, what's the vibe like at the show? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are people moving? How are people feeling? What are they doing up there? I really want some insight. You seen them live, Wazzy?
I saw them live at Clutch Cargo when I was.
Oh, you did say that.
17, and then I watched a professional live performance, and they're, you know, up there telling stories and stuff like that. So, you know, it's an actual like you were saying earlier, it was an actual performance. It wasn't just 5 guys up there doing their thing and all right, song's done, next one.
Exactly. And it's only the 3 of them?
I think there's 5.
Oh, are there 5 of them?
There might be 4, and they like pick up a drummer.
Okay. Yeah. Another thing that, you know, when I like to give the reviews of the bands, I like to kind of get in depth in the actual band aspect in the musical, like, business side of it. One thing that I noticed is that these guys met their freshman year of college, right? And I think it said 91, but they didn't record their first album. They started doing shows together that year too, but it said they didn't record their first album until 94. And I just laugh at that, because that really is how it is, bro. Like, you start doing music and it take you 3 years to finally be like, all right, let's make an album together. Like, but why? And the reasons why usually is, if I'm looking at this from my perspective and think about what happened for me, you go to college. What are you in college? You just broke. You don't really know nothing or know nothing around the area. So where are you going to actually record an album at? And where are you going to get the money to record the album if you do find a place, right? So I just find it fascinating that it, you know, these guys are just rocking, just going to whatever bars or whatever, wherever else they can go. Like, what songs were y'all performing when y'all was going up there? Y'all just had written live songs that y'all had no recordings of, that y'all was going to these random bars for 3 years. And then finally, probably after the 2nd year, somebody was like, let's make an album. And then finally, like 2.5 years, 3 years, you like, y'all finally take it serious. Like, all right, I found a studio, let's go. And you know what I'm saying? It take you some time, and then you finally get something out, and you drop it. And I like that, you know, it says they stayed independent, and then they finally signed. It looked like they signed with Columbia eventually, and Warner Bros. So that's a pretty big, you know, that's one of the top 3 boys. So, you know, it's funny. You stay underground for as long as you can, then you get you a little bag. But they still seem pretty underground to this day, as far as, like, you know, the type of shows they do, where they go, how they rolled out. Because you know, Katie rock with them so heavy. So I like the album. I like them as people, because it just seemed like they got fire energy. And you know, I'm rolling. So go ahead, Jake.
What was it here? Mike, you brought up a good point by talking about the production value. You got the Switch there?
You said what? Yes, sir.
You got your Switch there?
Yes, sir.
I'm that boring?
No. It just went off. So I'm trying to turn the fucking volume down. And then my damn I'm trying to fix this as well, so I'm just trying to. Go ahead, Jake. You've never been boring, bro. You know that.
We'll see if I could change that. But yeah, no. When I was listening to it, I wasn't really thinking about the time, like that it was produced at all. Though, like I don't know. So I don't know where to start. This is not at all what I was expecting.
I would also say that too.
Because you said Guster, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've heard them before. Not much. As in one song. I remember Satellites in 2018, and like I was. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like,
because that song played right after this album ended. Like I just had it still going, and Satellites is the first song that played after this album finished, and I was like, okay, this is a good vibe right here too. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was like vaguely remember. I was like, man, I don't remember that one song. I ended up looking it up after listening to the album a couple times, but then I looked it up, and I'm like, yeah, like this. There's a reason why I was like really off. Like this got me really off guard. And I didn't know when that album had come out at all. Like or when Satellite came out, but I knew it was only a few years ago. So then when I did see the album came out in '99, I was like, man, that's. I didn't think that they were like that. But I didn't really analyze all that too much. But yeah, Mike, you're definitely right. Like listening to this album, there's no way I would ever be able to tell that it was a '99 album. With the production and stuff, and I mean, like we've listened to a few other albums.
Yeah, that's really
we'd be like,
that's really why I know. I'm like, we just heard some shit from '99.
Yeah, and so like the production is really impressive. I wouldn't be able to like pinpoint it at all. So that was really great. I mean, I don't know. Again, I was caught very off guard because with it, Satellite is so different from this album. And what was that one? What are some of the bands that you had us listen to, Wazzy?
Silverchair, Incubus, Blink-182,
Frog Stomp.
Well, that was
Silverchair.
Oh, okay.
Older or newer ones?
Because
there was also like Lindsey Sterling, Bring Me the Horizon.
Those two guys.
Oh, 21 Pilots.
21 Pilots. Yep. I think I would say that I was feeling a little bit of similarities with 21 Pilots with this album, but you know, you talk about that brightness and that warmth, and also like the sonic vibes of it in like contrast to like the content itself.
Green Hill Zone.
I don't know, like it's not something like that I personally really vibe with at all. I mean, obviously, but like I didn't dislike it at all. It wasn't like pulling teeth or anything like that. I've got that stupid Barrel of a Gun song stuck in my head. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Damn it! I've heard Wazzy singing this." And
right?
Oh yeah. I can actually see, like when I was listening to the chorus, I'm like, I can actually see Wazzy right now.
I'm trying to think of when I sang it.
I don't know.
Was it at your bachelor party in the woods?
Hell, maybe. Maybe it was at B-Dubs one time.
Damn, I miss B-Dubs with y'all.
I can't place it at all. But yeah, and I don't know. There was a I mean, I didn't dislike the music or anything like that. You talked about the warmth, and I read that the drummer, like there's no drumsticks that were used at all. It was he just played all the drums with his hands,
Okay.
including like the drum kit, the snares and the toms and stuff like that. And so that would also give you a lot of warmth as well.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely was taken aback with all the percussion, like you mentioned. You know, the like the bongos and the djembe and stuff like that. Um, I wasn't expecting that. But I like that stuff. You know, I love percussion. So that was enjoyable. Uh, the main singer, I can't remember his name, but it's funny. I don't know if you've listened to much like Corey Taylor and Stone Sour, but
I
like
love Stone
for
Sour.
so I was like, for a second I was like, is this Corey out here? I was getting like a lot of the similarities there, which I don't know. I guess gives me a lot to reflect on because again, I and it's not these guys. It's not this album or anything. It's just with that sort of brightness. I just don't typically vibe well with it at all. I don't know what that is. I really need to go ahead and like sit back and reflect on it, especially if it's so similar to you know, Corey Taylor's voice.
Well,
What
I
is
will
it that
say, Stone Sour stay dark. Like I love the quality of his voice, but you know, if you think of like Step Brother or any other of the other ones,
Mhm.
content and him are in a line. This they are very much unaligned. So I understand that.
Okay, yeah, and that was like exactly what I was like about to go ahead and like assume was the case. Because yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with like lighter stuff
Well, no,
inherently,
so
but certain combinations of stuff.
it probably gives you a slight uncomfortable feeling because you're used to them being perfectly in line. The way I guess like a super high level Stone Sour would be like your friend saying, "Yeah, life sucks. We're gonna get through it." You know, that kind of thing. This would be like a parent saying, "Yeah, life sucks. It's all gonna be okay, though." So it's like a different vibe of dark, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's more nuance to it. I think that's gonna be the name of the episode. But
Nuance.
um, nuance discussion with the No Consensus podcast.
I like it.
Yeah, so I don't know, like that's something I really gotta think about, and like, and it's funny because I can't remember what song it was, but I was in a certain vibe, uh, about a week or so ago. I was like, Julia, I need to go ahead and listen to this song. Okay, it's just gonna be like 4 minutes and stuff. And as soon as it was over, she was like, "Oh, thank God," and I was like, "No, it was you know some like really hard like death metal and stuff." And I'm like, I know that she has a problem with like the higher register notes. Like, it just hurts her ears and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, how I want her to see, for example, I think it was Lamb of God. And I was like, I want her to see like some of the skill of like Chris Adler on the drums. And so I was trying to find some videos, and him and his brother Willie, they have some Lamb of God songs at like a drum clinic where it's just the two of them. There's no vocals and stuff because the vocals are going to turn her off easy. So let's go ahead and try and limit it so that she can see what I'm talking about here. And it was funny because while she struggled a little bit with like the guitar solo and um, she was able to hear the drums much more clearly and like had an appreciation which she's never like really expressed before and stuff. But it's really not because of the music or anything like that other than, well, I guess literally the music. Like it's just such a
Yeah.
high register that like her ears are not a fan. So um, I really want to dig into figuring out much more exactly like what is going on with me and my reactions. Not that I can't go ahead and feel the way I feel at all, but I just want to understand it better. Um, let's see here. Some of my notes. What song am I looking at? 5. I Spy. That's 5, right?
Yeah.
He's got right before verse 3. I didn't catch if he did it more often, but at least with right before verse 3.
Damn, they got the
At the
lyrics in
end
there
of
like that now? Fire.
at the end of the chorus, he has this line, "Sick of playing my part," and like there's just this like abrupt stop, and like the rhythm, like the everything before that is flowing a certain sort of way, has a certain sort of rhythm, but the way he delivers that one line is like an abrupt change, and I really dug that. That was really interesting. On Center of Attention,
Who?
the guitar riff like totally changes with verse 2, and it gets real funky, and that was a lot of fun. All the way up to heaven was really interesting. For one, the bass line, I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. But I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, what the hell is going on with this drum kit? And actually, I don't even think it was the drum kit that caught my attention at first. There's this. I don't even know how to describe the sound. There's like sort of like a wood block click sound. That was intermittent, and it almost sounded like some sort of old PC sound. And it was really interesting. I'm like, what the hell is that coming from? And I started paying it, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's like some like wood blocks that he's knocking out. That got me thinking about the drums, and I noticed that with verse 1 and the chorus, like the chorus pretty much throughout the song. With verse 2, the drum kit completely changes. It's like a completely different drum kit. But with the first verse and I think at least most of the choruses, it's got almost like a roboty kind of 8-bit vibe to it. You can really hear it with the kick drum, and a little bit. I mean, you can actually like really hear it well with the tom. He just doesn't really play the toms much at all. But it gave it like sort of like a video game sort of vibe. And then with the outro, especially like at the beginning of the outro, the way the guy was playing the bass guitar really gave me some like video game vibes there. And then I think the only other note I have is that in Rainy Day, I was cracking up. I thought it was hilarious because he says, come on.
Jake.
He says, like the second line is "Save my pennies for a rainy day." That's not what your boy heard. I thought I could have swore that he said "Save my panties for a rainy day," and I'm like, "There's no way that that's what he's saying." And
it's
I was like,
"It is an option."
So I was sitting there and I was like trying to listen to it in the context, like what would he be saving and stuff, and I was able to then hear pennies.
What would he be saving?
You gotta save those panties for a rainy day, you know. Don't ever know what's gonna happen.
Oh, you really don't, bro. That's hilarious.
But like, I had no issue like listening through it at all. It's just one of those things that I find difficult to like draw me in and like really produce, I guess, like a whole lot of feedback on. It's just, I know we've talked about other albums like this before, where it's like one of those albums where you could just hit play on it in the room and like do whatever. It like works perfectly like in that sort of sense for me.
Yeah.
But like at least personally for me, I'm never gonna listen to a Tool song like that. At least no, like the good Tool songs that I like. You know, I always have to like if I put Tool on, I have to stop and lay down. You know, and so it's just like a different type of, like a different class of music. Obviously, nothing wrong with that. But
do you tend to like vocals that are more in line with the guitars and the percussion? Because like I like vocals that I can hear outside of that personally. Like
right, and
clearly
you have the
outside of that.
vocal history. Yeah, you got like the court, the choir history and all that jazz. So I think it's interesting how much of an impact that some of that stuff makes.
But he asking, is that how you like your vocals? As far
Like
the other way, where they just kind of ride with the and don't stand out from the instrumentation.
Wait,
because I can't remember his name. Tool, Jace
Maynard.
Maynard. Yeah, like the tone of his voice was very similar to the tone of the guitar. So maybe that's easier for you to hear than completely separate parts. Maybe, I don't know, just random guess.
No, I mean that makes sense because also like I tend to struggle with like distinguishing and like hearing like the lyrics and stuff. So it makes sense that I'm blurring a lot of things together. Um, yeah, when I think of a song and I'm like I can hum it, but I can't think of what the words are at all, and all that jazz. So yeah, interesting.
Because like I noticed that with a bunch of Mike's rap albums, like the ones with the lower voices, I didn't like those as much. But when it was higher voices, like was it Little Brother we just did, where he had a higher voice, and I liked that sound a lot more than Jake. You had done it, but DMX, like his voice was too low for me to get into it because it meshed in with the percussion and the beats.
Well, and then that's also like an interesting thing. I was going to go ahead and say, like you were saying how you think that I blur the vocals either with the guitar or with like the percussion, and it's funny because when I think of when it comes to rap, I might not be able to remember the words, but I'm like, yeah, it's that song where he's like da 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 da, and it's like because when I listen to rap, what the thing I enjoy about the vocals there is that it sounds like a drum. It's very percussive and stuff. So yeah, that actually all makes a lot of sense.
Wait, I'm broke you down.
I'm broken now. Thanks, Wazzy.
Okay, you're in good company, I guess.
All right, so what you think, Jake? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs middle?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's thumbs up. I mean, especially like, look, they've been around.
A long
that was
time.
another thing I was gonna say. 30 years, like from 91 to 21.
And I'm reading on here, and they're one of them groups that keep a tight knit community, right? They communicate with their fans a lot, keep them up to date, and do a lot of updates, and stick around with them after the shows. That's the type of artist that I aspire to be, and it's not easy, bro. You do a fucking 2-hour show. You would just want to get home, but you gotta stick around, shake everybody's hand. That's another 2 hours. You know that you there. You don't know what type of motherfuckers you're gonna run into, but you truly just appreciate the people who come out and support you, and you show it back in tangible ways. And I can appreciate that no matter what you're doing. All right, so it's my turn to drop the album. What we're gonna do this week for Mike is Blue and Exile's Below the Heavens album.
What is the band?
It's a group, Blue and Exile, BLU and Exile, EXILE. Blue is the rapper, Exile is the producer.
Okay, and what was that album?
Below the Heavens.
Baloney Heavens.
Below the Heavens. Baloney Heavens. I'm not going to no Baloney Heavens.
That's Weird Al's new album.
Yeah. I don't know if this is on. I don't know if this is on Spotify. So You know, find it if you can. This one fucking vinyl going for like $200. It's a classic hip hop album. So this is also the No Consensus Podcast.
Peace.